There's something about Jokic right now this year, though, that I think could change and he could evolve like a virus, even more than what we've seen. So we've had the Jokic triple-double for a season. We've seen that. That was last year. We've seen him have seasons in which he averages 30 points a game. That was also last year. And every year we kind of ask ourselves, it used to be in the context of, is he going to win the MVP? And I'm kind of beyond that now this year. I'm surprised. I don't think we've mentioned that once until right now.
I don't care anymore either because I get myself worked up about it.
But all of this stemmed from, hey, he wins his first MVP. Well, how can you do better than that season? And then he does better. And it's like, well, you can't do better than your second MVP season. And then he does better. And then he loses that one. And it's like, well, there's no way he's better now. And then he's better. And last year was the best he's ever looked. Like, by every account, the numbers, all of it. I really think that he could put up numbers this year that is going to be so insanely hard to comprehend, not from a point standpoint. If you guys have noticed across the league, Nikola Jokic right now is averaging 24 points a game. That's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's 18th in the league. People are putting up 30-some points a night like crazy for whatever reason.
A lot of guys are just hoisting on a nightly basis.
But Jokic could legit, I think, put up like a 13 and 12 per game in the rebounds and assist category that I don't know how many people on the planet could ever be able to do in this league.
Will you allow me just a couple minutes here?
Please.
The greatness of Nikola Jokic is this. It's the ability to become even greater in different ways. It's the ability to add another layer to your game even after having won 3 MVPs. What layers do you have left? Well, I've already seen one this season. He understands he doesn't need to score necessarily as much as he did last season. He's got more of an arsenal. He's a better defensive player already. I don't know if you guys have noticed his defense. They're playing a lot of zone. Teams always like to attack him in the pick and roll. He had 3 steals last night. Led all players, 3 steals. And I watch every game, and I ask the same question, especially after last night's poetic performance, another 30-15-15 night. Is there anybody listening to this show, is there anybody watching as good at their job as Nikola Jokic is at his? Is there a plumber, a roofer, banker, a teacher? Like when you go into work today, are you that good?
I don't know. That kid
you
painting
do your job that well?
That kid painting the ceiling with those wheelie shoes.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty cool. That kid's pretty efficient.
Red Panda. Did you see what Red Panda did?
Yeah,
Came back from an injury 2 nights in a row. Dude, stacking bowls.
She is back from what she broke her pelvis.
Yeah.
But she's back from a broken pelvis and she's 80.
Okay, but I don't know how long you've been in your career and your job, but do you continue to make history every time you clock in? Because this guy does. This guy makes another form of history. He reads the game so well, guys. It looks like the rest of us are reading Dr. Seuss and he's reading War and Peace.
You know, Vic, that is such a poetic statement you just made. Everybody out there right now, you know what? You want to become a better person for yourself, for your family. When you clock in today, say, I'm going to make history. And whatever you do, bank teller, Uber driver,
I'm going to add another layer to my game.
Lawyer, I'm going to add another level to I'm going to make history today.
I'm going to be the first guy on terrestrial radio to say the F-bomb 50 times in a row. That would be making history. Nobody would do that. On terrestrial radio, no way.
You know, we've become accustomed to it in Denver, clearly.
I'm going to say a sentence that's never been said before in the history of mankind. Platypus orange punch.
What the holy
Moser.
No human's ever said that before.
That is true.
That's the first time.
Way to go, man.
Thanks,
way to
buddy.
make history
Appreciate
today.
Here's what I want you to do. I've got to practice, and I really want you guys to do this. I want you to take a human who's never seen Nikola Jokic, either in person or watched him closely on television, because, again, we're spoiled. We take it for granted. I want you to take that person, put that person by your side and watch a game, and especially a game like last night, and I want you to leave an impression. Have you ever seen somebody that can make hard look as easy as Nikola Jokic? No. He makes the remarkable look routine. He is He's not an Adonis out there. He's not a well-toned athlete, but he's a witch. He's a wizard. He doesn't look the part, and yet he plays the part perfectly. And I don't know what to tell you. He's living proof that looks can be deceiving.
On that subject, and Nelly, see if you can find this audio for me, because I can't remember when it came, and Vic, maybe you remember. So there's a texter who says this. It is hard because he doesn't care. And we all know that he cares about this sport.
That's so wrong.
No, but Vic, he mentioned something the other day. It's the first time I've seen him address this.
I know where you're going.
Somebody said,
You
something
make it look
along
so
the lines,
easy.
you make it look so effortless. And Jokic actually stopped him and goes, it's not. Like, he's like, I almost think he gets annoyed. He's like, look, I am putting in insane effort, okay? This is not effortless, no matter how it looks.
You're so true. Before the game yesterday, somebody asked David Adelman, why and how does Nikola Jokic possess so much, his ability is touch around the rim? How does he get that? Where does he find that? And you expect somebody to say, oh, you're born with it. No. You know what David Adelman said? He says he works his butt off at it. And I can attest to that. I remember attending a practice last year. They were on the road to play the Clippers. So they practiced in full practice the day before a game. They actually had a practice session. And Nikola had everybody waiting on the bus because he's working with 2 development coaches on just his touch around the rim. He was putting up a sweat, and it wasn't just lollygagging little. He was working on his little hook shot, his little float shot. He was working until he was in a lather.
Vic, I think what I like best about that little game around the rim is that it's not just the putback. It's the putback, miss, stay with it, putback, miss, stay with it, put back in. You know what I mean? He stays, he's just relentless in that regard. I love everything about him. I mean, by the way, I would say this too. The days of Spike, are there people around here who remember Spike? Are there any listeners out there who, I'm sure there are probably a ton that don't, when I say the days of Spike are over, right?
Yeah.
I bet there are a lot of people who listen to this program right now, Vic, who have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm going to say it.
I want to vomit. I want to vomit.
The days of Spike, the days of Nick Wright, those days are over. Everybody has come around, including, did you see the comments the other day of Carmelo Anthony regarding Nikola Jokic?
But you know what?
Okay.
I don't know if everybody's. I don't know if everybody's come around though, because there are still people who vote for MVP. And one texter reminds me, Chris Broussard has never voted for Nikola Jokic's MVP.
Okay, then let me say this. I believe the vast, vast majority of people have come around.
Who's the pardon the interruption guy? He's never voted for Nikola Jokic's
MVP.
MVP.
Wilbon, yeah.
Yeah, he's never voted for Nikola Jokic's MVP.
Chris Mannix, who we'll never have on here ever again.
So you say people have come around. Have they?
Well, they've certainly come around to this. They recognize that he is one of the best players to grace the court.
So if that's what you recognize, you mean to tell me that over the last 7-8 years of basketball, that those people who are paid to do this do not recognize that this man was the best in the game at least one of those years? Revoke their license now. The FCC must revoke it.
I'm not sure they have the authority to do that.
I want you to think about this for a second. Those people are paid to do this for a living. And you mean to tell me that over the last 8 years, at no point did they deem him the best in the game? No. I don't want you to even discuss basketball with me.
Right,
You're not worthy.
Right away.
Where is Spike?
Spike's come around.
Has he really?
No, he's come around to the Jokic thing. I mean, part of it, too, is that they don't have Embiid to point to anymore because Embiid can't stand up.
Well, Embiid
you know what I mean?
That guy's body has let him down so bad. That's unreal.
I feel for him, by the way.
In my humble opinion, right now, there are only 2 other players in the world that could challenge Nikola Jokic for that top title. One is Shai Gilgeous, deservedly so. He's a witch. The other is Luka Doncic, who is a witch. I mean, the Lakers won again last night. They didn't have Austin Reeves or LeBron James. By the way, Shai and the OKC Thunder, they lost their first game. They lost at Portland.
Wemby.
I think Wemby has the skill set and the talent, but I think he's still a year away. Last night, the Lakers sort of...
Yeah. He's just... Texture says they haven't come around to Jokic. They've skipped over right to Wemby. And maybe, you're probably right.
But, come on, man.
But here's, again, Jokic has had one problem. There's been one issue for all the people that are still not all the way around of where they should be. There's one issue. And it's the same thing that plagued him from 5 years ago when people weren't coming around to the idea. It doesn't look like it should be as effective as it is. I've been saying this for 5 years. Jokic has something that these guys will just never get over, and it's this. Mm-hmm. LeBron is a great player, and he looks like it.
Yeah,
his game looks like it. His body looks like it. There's no questioning that. Jokic has never looked the part of when you're going to get worked on a basketball court for 48 minutes, do you imagine that guy doing it? No, you just don't. And some people they'll never be able to get over that mental hurdle, the aesthetic of the game.
And that's why I really love doing this. And Nelly, I don't even know if it's at your fingertips, but I love taking old interviews we've done, like the old interview we did with Spike that first time about Nikola versus Embiid. And years later, how many years ago was that?
What was Spike? It's got to be at least 5, 6, maybe
4 or 5, yeah,
6.
Okay, and just how did history?
Dow Jones.
How did history play out? How did it work after that?
Exactly.
Because remember how
exactly the way that we thought it would. See,
but don't you love listening to that and saying,
Well, Vic, I knew at the time. I don't need Spike's validation to solidify in my brain that this guy is the best, okay? I'm happy for them that they actually grew as human beings and could come around and see the light.
I'm not saying that you have to bow down. Just be fortunate to know that you grew up in this era, that you watched basketball in this era. You can be 85 years old, and I know a lot of older people that have never seen anything like this. You could be 8 years old, and you can assume as an 8-year-old that this is going to happen again. It's never going to happen again, what you see there. Well, it's never going to happen again. Not a guy like that.
No.
Nope.
What you're seeing with Cale McCarr on the back end for this Avalanche team, you'll never see it in an Av sweater ever again.
Sure.
I mean, you'll see great defensemen come down the pike. But what you're watching right now is Hall of Fame stuff right before your very eyes.